Hello everybody, and welcome back to probably what will be the final Bespin video on the channel for a while. Today I'm here with my final review for Bespin's DLC after playing this for roughly 7-8 days now. I think I've got a pretty good hand on what I want to say about it. And starting off here today with the Carbon Freezing Chambers map. And this map's going to get a little bit of a grilling, but not because it's its own fault. It's more of DICE's fault. So those of you who played this map on launch will know that I don't know why it was the way it was, but for the first like 30 to 48 hours of playing this DLC, Carbon Freezing Chambers was not for any reason at all on the it was not in the DLC rotation for me personally. I don't know how you guys did with it, but I could not play this map at all, and it was pissing me off. I wanted to get into it. I wanted to, get in the Carbon Chamber map. I wanted to freeze myself in carbonate, and I kept on just dying, or not dying. I couldn't get into the server. And it was annoying me, but I just had luck just this morning getting into a fucking server the first time, and now I have gameplay for you guys of this, and but it's not much of a gameplay. It's more my review. So I feel like only playing this twice, I can sort of give it a review just because the map's not very complex, if you will. It's a very small map. It kind of reminds me of the Outer Rim DLC with the close quarters, and it does have that vibe you get when Lando Calrissian tricks Luke and Leia and Han into thinking that he's on their side, and then Vader comes and takes him just so Lando can get Vader off his ass. And definitely though, the map vibe is full of nostalgia, with the infamous Carbon Freezing Chamber available in the one section of the map where Han Solo got himself frozen in carbonite. But he didn't die. For those of you guys who don't watch Star Wars, if you don't watch Star Wars, what are you doing with your life? Go watch that right now. Binge watch all 7 episodes. But anyways, yeah, so, you got the nostalgia from Han getting frozen in carbonite. You can just feel that presence in that room when Vader pulls out his lightsaber and him and Luke are duking it out. But needless to say, the map itself, it's hectic. It's a close quarters map for God, and I believe I don't know for sure if Sabotage is the only available game mode on it. But Sabotage is a very well executed game mode, and we'll get into that in a little bit because right now we're talking map to map right now. But a very good map. I have been playing, the first 2 games that I've been playing. Obviously, I don't have entirely of a grip of what's going on with this. I get lost every now and then, but I think I'm having fun, and it's the only thing I don't like about this map is that it doesn't do grenade spam like a typical Battlefield map would, but this is Battlefront, so not the similar idea. But there's all types of grenades in here, and they do get spammed a lot. But I'm actually gonna cut the review short here for this map just because I don't want to babble on the entire time. We're gonna do about I'd say roughly 4 minutes per map, because there's no reason to talk anymore about these maps. There's not really much I can do. But yeah, so in the end though, what truly brings this map to my heart, it's not so much the gameplay, because the gameplay is almost a little bit lackluster. It's just kind of repetitive. You go around a corner, you're either going to get a shot or not. But it's just this area of the map right here, we could die carbonate, and I'll do this one more time for you guys who didn't see the other video. We're going to die one more time for this. This will be the ending to this video. So, nothing's more nostalgia than dying from carbonite in here. And, yeah, guys. So, if I could rate this map out of 10, I'd definitely give it a solid 7. The gameplay is hectic. It kind of makes it kind of bullshit every here and there when you're just pretty much just two guys stuck on each other's corridors and, tossing grenades back and forth until one enemy gets wiped out. But, the nostalgia is there. It feels good to be in the carbon chambers. And, yeah, guys. Let's move on to the next map. Okay, buddy, we're here with our next map, and this isn't as a map as it is more of a atmosphere. So, I'm here in the Bespin airspace map, and this is a very unique area because obviously you have the entire cloud city of Bespin right there. Look how fucking beautiful that looks, by the way. Looks awesome. And so you're basically fighting in and out of all these areas. And, you have all these massive spires up here that you get to fly in around, and it's very unique. And I'm using a cloud car right now because obviously the cloud car. This is actually the first unique spaceship that we have in this, it's the first unique spaceship that we have in all the DLCs, to be incredibly honest. And, yeah, I'm circling around here waiting for a hero power-up. I want to use it. Okay, I already got it. Never mind. But, yeah, so, this is, I'm not going to talk very long about this because there's not much here. But, it's a cool nostalgia map because you have the outside airspace of this where, you know, a lot of shit has happened. In the Empire Rebels constantly fighting out here. And, this is one of the few, this is, I think, the only map in the game where there's stuff actually floating in the air for a fire squadron, which is pretty awesome. And these cloud cars do suck in this because when you're playing a fire squadron, they're incredibly outnumbered. Except for that guy just destroyed right there. Don't take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, it's fucking beautiful as shit out here. You have these little side station balloon things. And like I said before, unless you're playing this in like Walker Salt or Turning Point with the cloud car where you're facing up against another cloud car, you're pretty much outnumbered in here because these things, they don't have a lot of firepower compared to a TIE Fighter or a TIE Interceptor, and your odds are you're going to get destroyed. They don't have the same maneuverability. Like the Carbon Freezing Chambers, this map is just, it's a nostalgia map, really. The gameplay experience is pretty awesome, fighting in and around these spaceships, and just having the sunset behind Bespin right there, it just looks fucking gorgeous. That's really all I can say about this. I'm just going to actually just be quiet and play here for a minute, just because I can't talk forever on this. There's nothing else really I have to say. But needless to say, if I could give Bespin Airspace itself an actual map review, I'd probably give it a solid maybe 7.5 to 8 out of 10. Unless if you're using a cloud car, you're pretty much going to die quite a bit of times because it's I don't know how I've managed to survive this long, but I guess I got lucky. And you know, once you get spotted from guys, it's pretty much hard to get them off you because the cloud car is just it doesn't seem like it's got the firepower that the other vehicles got. But obviously it's meant for tours around Bespin. It's not meant for starfights. I'm going to get taken out in a minute. But on that note, that's going to be all for Bespin. This is Bespin's airspace. This actually is a multiplayer map, to be honest. All 5 maps are Carbon Freezing Chambers, Bespin Airspace, Bayonet Laboratories, Cloud City itself, and then Administrator's Palace. So yeah, guys, I do recommend playing. If you want the coolest Fire Squadron experience in the game, Bespin is probably one of them up there, just because of you know, all the atmosphere around you and. Just one more final look at that beautiful. Look at that. Look how gorgeous that is. As I die, it's worth dying for. Fuck it. But yeah, guys, 7.5 to 8 out of 10 for this map, and let's move on to the next one. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our next map in my DLC rotation here review. And you're easily looking at what is probably the best map and/or gameplay experience available in Bespin's DLC. This is Administrator's Palace, if you will, and I'm playing Sabotage. And since we're playing Sabotage, we're going to talk about this game mode right now. It's basically the same thing as the Sabotage in Call of Duty that most of us have come to know and love from classic Call of Duties, and I'm going to put brackets around classic Call of Duties because obviously it's take a turn for this shithole. But this isn't Call of Duty, so we're not going to discuss that. And, yeah, so, Sabotage, 3 generators around the map where you have to shut them down to get rid of these, you know, demonic gas generators. And you basically destroy all. If you're playing the Imperials, you want to defend them. When they get armed, you want to disable them, and you want to defend them from getting armed. And basically, if you can defend all 3 generators until the time runs out, you win the game. If you're the Rebels, which I'm not, you have to arm all 3 of them to destroy them. And if you arm all 3 of them correctly, holy shit, it's a Skywalker. If you arm all 3 of them correctly and destroy them, you will be sent back to what I call as a mini turning point section of the game mode, because there will be a certain circle of an area that you have to defend in the spawn, and basically you have to defend that for a certain period of time until the Rebel air support comes in. And once the Rebel air support comes in, if you've defended it correctly, basically all the soldiers in the game can be allowed to leave. and that's basically the winning the game mode. And it's very balanced. When you spawn in as the rebels, you get 3 heroes power-ups that will drop simultaneously throughout the map, and you basically get you give them the chance to go AWOL and just go right in and try and capture them. And then if the Empire defends against you, or I should say, if the rebels do capture other generators, the Empire will then be given 3 villains, if you will, to try and push back and take the capture point away from the rebels. And I've noticed that playing this game mode, not only is it the most fun I've had in this entire DLC, not that the DLC sucks, but it's the most immersive game mode available in a long time, and it almost reminds me of the Extraction vibes that I had, because if I can give DICE one good sort of praise for what they've done, because don't get me wrong, DICE is fantastic, but you know, like every developer, they make mistakes, unfortunately. And the problem with DLCs in the past is that the game modes were sort of bullshit and lackluster, and they didn't really, they weren't seeing anything new. But Extraction and Outer Rim is a fantastic game mode. Sabotage is well executed. It feels good. I've had some great examples of, you know, I've had some of the most intense battles of this DLC, just in Extraction itself. And this map is perfect for it. You have a very linear map with the same kind of layout on both sides. It feels very awesome. It's almost a top that's gigantic. It almost reminds me of some kind of casino of some sort, the way it's set up. And you have these outer lanes where you can just, you know, jetpack back and forth if you want to, or you can just walk around. Then you have the inner outer area, and I think it's cool that they have a little like Slave 1 over there to the right of where I was just. Slave 1 is available over there, and it's cool to just go out in the go out the edge of the skyline and look at it and see it. And another one of these examples is not only that, but the map outside of it is just completely gorgeous. You have the skyline of Cloud City and or Bespin in the background. This is another one of those maps where it's just mid-sunset, and it looks fucking... Ooh, I did not even do that. Whoops daisies. It's just another one of those examples of how beautiful the map is. But I'm getting way past 4 minutes here, so I'm actually going to stop talking about this map right now. Talk about it too long, because it's just such a good game mode. But if I can give it a review... this is going to be the first and only map in the game with a 10 out of 10 review for it. It is awesome. There's Slave 1 for you guys, and an awesome, beautiful sunset. It is a fantastic map. Sabotage plays greatly on it. And, yeah, so definitely 10 out of 10 for Administrator's Palace. Great game mode, and I would recommend playing it for all you guys. Moving on here to the last 2 maps. We're here with our next installment here in the DLC rundown for Bespin, and this is Bionic Laboratories. It's basically the big factory area slash industrial area of Bespin, if you will. That I was, if I read correctly in the DLC rundown, it says something about like plant life being created here and a bunch of other stuff, a lot of cool stuff here. And I got taken out by that guy, 33 Punisher. Huh. Okay, fair enough. It's a very beautiful map. You have these little water areas down here, and you have a lot of linear areas. This is probably the best played on, if I could be honest with you, best played on, what game mode is it? Drop Zone, because that's what we're playing right now. I don't know if this is only available on Drop Zone or what, but Drop Zone is different. I don't know if it's just different in this DLC, but 3 pods drop all at once, and if you take the most pods out of the 3, you get a point, and then it'll move on to the next tier. And I don't mind this. I actually prefer this version of Drop Zone better than the original version. I think because it's more immersive and it brings a little more challenge to the level. I think it does. But I still like Drop Zone. It's one of my favorite game modes in the beta, and one of my favorite game modes still in the game right now. But Sabotage is definitely not number 1. But this map is it's glorious. I do enjoy a lot of the destroyed vehicles around the map. They're very cool looking. And if I could be very honest, this is probably it might be my second favorite map in the game besides Administrator's Palace. And actually, the first one might, or the second one, no, this is probably the third. Cloud City itself is my number 1, or number 2. Yeah, Cloud City is number 2, but we'll get into that right after this one because this is different from Cloud City. But it's basically the industrial part of Cloud City, and you basically have these small areas where scientists worked on creating plant life and I guess robots of stuff of some sorts. But you know, like usually have all these destroyed Imperial stuff over here because the Imperials come in and they ruin everything that the rebels have been working so hard for. But I can't talk because I'm an Imperial right now, and you know, dark side for life. I'm gonna sell it right now. For those of you guys who watch my videos and know that I'm an avid Star Wars fan, and you're probably wondering what side are you on, I'm gonna say right now I'm on the Empire side, dark side for life. Don't get me wrong, I love the Jedi, but I've come to just love everything that I've come to personally love the dark side Jedi more. Should have said Jedi, they're Sith. I've come to love the Sith more than the Jedi because the Sith are just fucking badass. Kylo Ren from Star Wars: The Force Awakens is one of my favorite Jedi, a famous Sith. There, I said it. Famous Sith of all time. And, you know, Darth Vader is just a legend, and Darth Sidious. There's a lot of more Sith guys that you guys probably don't know about in Star Wars lore. Some of them are very popular in the Old Republic. And you guys should definitely, you know, look up the lore for them, because there's way more to the universe than meets the eye. And it really is a fantastic lore thing. But Bionic Laboratories, visually it's beautiful. The gameplay is pretty hectic and exciting for a drop zone. Very good game mode for this. And if I could be honest, it's definitely one of the better maps in the game. And if I give it a final review, I give it 8.5 to 9 out of 10. The gameplay experience is there. It lacks a little bit in, if I could, corridors every now and then. Some the areas are a little bit open and there's not much way of cover. But it's still very good. It plays well. And yeah, let's move on to our last but not least, Cloud City. Guys, last but not least, we're here with our last map to talk about in our DLC rotation here. And this is Cloud City itself. And I know you're going to say, oh, Cloud City is a DLC, why is this map called Cloud City? Well, it's because this is the main urban rural area itself of Cloud City. And this is basically, I want to say this is where all, like, you know, a bunch of people live, I guess, if you consider these homes. I just want to go in here for a minute and see if these could be considered homes. Yeah, I guess they could be considered small living spaces if you want to, you know, indeedly call it that. But, you know, it's definitely the biggest map available in the Bespin DLC. This has the most game modes available on it. You have, I do believe, Supremacy, Turning Point, Sabotage, and Walker Saw are all available on this map. And it's definitely... I'm going to say it's my second favorite map in the game. Administrator's Palace is the first just because of how awesome Sabotage plays in this DLC. It just plays so nicely. But this is my second favorite because for those of you guys who probably don't know, I will say right now, I'm a bigger fan. I'm always been a fan of the bigger maps in any DLC for any game. So that's why Outer Rim was a little bit letting down for me because, you know, it was close quarters and... it's not bad to have close quarter battles, but I've always been a fan of being able to use vehicles and different power-ups and stuff to my advantage. And I get the most options to use vehicles in Cloud City's map. It's got a lot of long corridors, it's a lot of open area, and it's just playing in and around these little buildings as a treat. It's a nice gameplay layout, and the map is visually beautiful. You have the skyline in the background, the sun. Your cloud car is intermittently flying in and around you, and obviously if you're playing Walker Salt, you have two giant fucking walkers going down. Actually, I think it's just one walker in Walker Salt for this map, because it's not the biggest map in the world compared to other Walker Salt maps, but it's still got decent size to it. But visually, 10 out of 10. If I could give it a gameplay, it'd be 9 to 9.5 out of 10. There's a couple instances where shit doesn't always work out, but it's almost near perfection with the gameplay experience. As I get taken out there, and it's definitely good. Now I'm gonna cut this review short for this map because I just want to get into the other things, because it's not just maps, it's DLC. So the cloud car is very fun to use. It's something different, and I would only recommend using it. Actually, we'll use it right now to show you. I would only recommend using it in a game mode like this, where you're playing on Cloud City, the map itself. If you're playing on Fire Squadron, you're gonna get taken out a lot because it doesn't have as much firepower as the you know, as the regular vehicles it does itself. It doesn't have the same amount of firepower, and I wouldn't recommend using this in Fire Squadron. It's fun to use a Cloud City because you can slow down, you know, and go after people. And okay, let me take this guy out, please. It's unique. It's unique to the. I think this is the first ever DLC 2 spaceship we've had in here, and me and this guy are fucking duking it out here. Just let me kill you, mate. Just let me kill you, please. See, he's screwed because I'm. Oh, there we go. I got him. Yeah, it's a very unique. I'm actually gonna spawn out of this because I don't want to use this anymore. Hold on. Let me get a couple kills first. It's unique. It's something that we've never seen before. It's our first ever, you know, DLC actual vehicle available for any DLC in the game. It's only the second DLC, so I wouldn't be surprised if we've had a different spaceship coming in the next soon DLC. But Cloud Car, very cool. We have 2 weapons, the X8 Sniper and the EE4 Blaster, which I don't have gameplay of in this because, you know, I'm playing with a different gun right now that I have more success with. So if you guys want to see those are separate videos on the channel for that, but we'll just talk about it for a minute. EE4 is a very good blaster. It's got a decent range to it. It's very good hip fire. It's got very good damage per shot, and it's got a really nice quick 3-burst fire rate, which I don't mind. And I would definitely recommend using it. The thing about the DLCs is you can't really have shit weapons because people aren't going to use them. So this weapon is very good. I've went on very good kill streaks with it. And also a very good weapon, the X8 Night Sniper, which is Lando's spawn weapon for his hero. And obviously they're going to have all the hero weapons in the game for players to use because, you know, EA3 is available as Boba Fett's weapon. And the X8 Sniper, it's very cool because it's got a nice little scope for you to look down that'll take you into 3D mode, which is awesome. And I shouldn't say 3D, I should say night vision mode. It takes you into night vision mode, and it's very cool. And I really like it. And it's got it kind of reminds me of the DL-18 from Outer Rim because it's got a slow fire rate, but each bullet that it harnesses does a lot of damage per bullet. So you're getting rid of fire rate for a gun that does a lot more damage per single shot, which is it's very convenient. If you're like me and you struggle every now and then to hit your accuracy, you're gonna have a hard time with this weapon. But if you're smart with your shooting and picking your targets, you shouldn't have the worst luck in the world picking it out. You know, I'm confident that most of the players in this game could, you know, get used to it real fast and have some success with it. It's fun to use. It's not a bad weapon, definitely. And let's just get in here. A quick last note here on everything else. We have the scout binoculars, which are very helpful. I recommend using them. You basically pull them out, scan downfield. If you guys spot guys, press RT and Xbox because that's what I use. So I'm pressing RT, and you're going to spot these guys like you would in a Battlefield game with the, you know, recon binoculars. And they'll basically be, I want to say that they're going to be on, they're going to be visible to everybody with a red outline for like maybe, let's say, 15 to 20 seconds, which is extremely helpful if you're stuck in a gunfight against them. And you also have the Disruption Star card, which when you walk into an area and you hold Y on it, it's basically a miniature EMP for everything surrounding you. If there's a turret or a gun near it, it'll basically stop the person from firing for a short period of time. And if there's a turret near it, it'll basically stop the turret from shooting for a short period of time also. And we also have the shot grenade, which it's basically another word for a stun grenade. And when you throw it, anybody who's in the immediate area of it will they'll get stunned in place for I think it's 5 seconds total. And if they do press X fast enough, they can break free out of it before the 5 seconds is up. But if you catch quite a bit of these guys stuck in there, it could be quite lethal. And you do have the option to kill them while they're shocked in it, so it is very helpful if you know how to use it correctly. And last but not least, let's get into heroes here. We have Lando Calrissian, who is like any other hero. He's very good. He's got the X8 Sniper. He's also got the Disruption available with him. He's also got I think it's a similar idea to the shot grenade, but it's like a mine, and if he throws it down and if you're in it, you get shocked. And he's got a power shot too, which if you hold it to maximum power, it does more damage per how long you hold it. And obviously you guys saw in the gameplay trailer for that when it launched that he was able to destroy an AT-ST with that in one shot. It probably took some damage down because there's no way that would have been able to take it down in one shot. I mean, so I'm sure somebody's going to test it eventually. But, yeah. And I'm going to comment on Dengar just real fast. I know he's got an incredibly overpowered DLT-19 because I've seen him use it, and it's pretty lethal. I, unfortunately, have not had the luxury of even getting into a game to even get gameplay of Dengar. Just because the problem with Dengar is I have bad luck with spawning in as Imperials in this game. And once I do, I rarely have any luck with just using heroes in general, and I've always gotten better. I've always gotten more heroes on the rebel side of the game. I don't know why. I don't know what it is with the way the game works, but I can never get into a villain side, and here I am trying to get Dengar gameplay, and I can't even get into it because every time it spawns up, I'm never either near it, or I just don't have the luck to get in time. And I think the one time I did have a power up when I was playing Sabotage one day, Dengar was already in use from somebody else, so even though I got it, I could use him. But I have gotten to use Lando 3 times. He's very good. I hope that somewhere down the future I will have the pleasure of using Dengar, because I've seen people go on massive streaks with him, and he does seem like a pretty lethal character. But I'm going to leave my thoughts on him to you guys, because I haven't played him yet, which is, it is sad, but it is what it is, and I'm sure I'll get to play him eventually once I have the luck. And I'll leave that to you guys on him, what you think. But I would definitely recommend using Lando Cat Rising. In fact, if you spawn in and you don't pick up Lando, you're pretty much a retard, because he's so good. And it's just a cool little nostalgia factor. I'm actually going to try and look around here, because I know this is where the power-ups are going to start spawning. Can I, just for the fucking finale, get Dengar, please? I want him so badly. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. I'm looking for a hero power-up, and I'm not going to get it because I suck at getting him. Yeah, I'm going to die here. But I'm trying to be quiet for a minute, because this is a section where all the power-ups do start for the Imperials, and I was kind of hoping for a hero power-up. I don't see any in the map, though. I'm going to jump down here and try and infiltrate. There was one in this general area last time. I'm going to try and sit here and wait. But if I can give my overall thoughts here, I'm trying to locate this, this Imperial power-up. Bespin's DLC, I will be honest, as much as I've been giving it good praise, those last couple minutes, here it is, Dengar for the win. Dengar for the win. Can I get Dengar, please? Let's go. Fucking let's go, guys. Dengar gameplay right now, live on the DLC review. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Right now. This is it. I've never used Dengar in my life. This is the first time. I apologize if this DLC review is going way farther than usual, guys, but right now you're witnessing my first ever Dengar gameplay. I've never used him before. This is my first time. So I don't... Oh, this is awesome. Alright. I'm going to be quiet for a moment and just focus here, and then I'll get back into the review in just a hot second for you guys. Oh my god, this thing comes shoot so fast, holy shit. Got 3 minutes to tear up with him.
Still want to dance?
Iraq, bitch. Surrounded by people right now, I don't like that.
Unloading the bolts.
Oh my god, dude. Hear that? Holy shit, the power for that? God damn.
I'm gonna pulverize you. I'm gonna thump you into the ground.
Come on, mates. Give me some enemies here. Got one. Power-ups here.
Piece of cake.
I got that guy. So he throws power-ups at one time, which is pretty cool. That's a gun hit. Oh, I got him. Shit, I got 2 of them right there. Holy fuck. That's his gun whip. Okay, guys. Holy shit. So, I was not expecting that. But there's your first ever gameplay reveal for Dengar in the DLC review, which is pretty crazy there, guys. But that's been the DLC review for Bespin. Final thought here. So I'm going to say Dengar, very good. Why not? Just for the hell of it. As I reiterate my thoughts here on what just happened, holy shit, that was awesome. Now get to use him. Get to use him at the last minute for that, but great though. But Bespin, it's a solid DLC. It does lack a little bit on the content-wise. I mean, if you think about it, you only have 3-star cards and only 2 weapons compared to the all those weapons that spawned in the DLC for Outer Rim, all the variants we had. But a little bit lackluster on the content. But however, it does feel good to have 5 maps in the game after only having 4 maps. It seemed like they were all the same in Outer Rim. So 5 very different maps from each other. Outer Rim. Solid DLC, solid gameplay experiences, awesome Sabotage game mode. Solid's final review, 8 to an 8.5 out of 10. The gameplay experience is there. It feels natural. The nostalgia is there. And the less points taken off are just from the lack of just overall content with not having maybe enough content or weapons in the game. But itself, though, 8 to 8.5 out of 10, guys. No more coverage for Bespin because I have what I need. I got my gameplay from Dengar. I'm happy now. But stay tuned tomorrow, guys, for the launch of LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens on the channel with me, Exa Specialist. And yeah, guys, I'm out from Bespin. Have a great night, guys. Have a special night, to be honest.